How was your week, everyone? Like, with the weather and I don't know, the vibe, it kind of feels like winter's here.
Yeah, it's getting really chilly now, right?
You look extra tired today. I mean,
little
did you
bit,
sleep at all
right?
last night?
No. Yesterday was a little crazy with some stuff happening with my daughter, so that was a little
no.
dealing with that.
Okay.
And then I couldn't fall asleep, so I was just up until like 2 a.m. just scrolling.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, same for me. I was just up all night. And I think this is becoming habitual. Like, I'm just doing this nonstop. And I don't think it's just us, though. Like, I think students are also doing this as well. And it's becoming a big concern for teachers and parents right now.
Absolutely, and maybe that's why we got a notice sent from the school recently saying from next year they're officially by law banning smartphones at schools.
They can do that?
Yeah, apparently.
And then that brings us to the first topic that we're going to talk about today. So it's going to be hotly debated smartphone ban law. And then let's take a look and then see what people are talking on the ground.
A student lies casually next to the teacher, scrolling through their smartphone.
What?
When the teacher tries to stop them, violence erupts. It's a striking example of classroom conflict over smartphone use. But scenes like this are expected to disappear starting next March. That's because in August, the National Assembly passed a law that completely bans smartphone use during classes in elementary, middle, and high schools. Until now, many schools have been collecting students' smartphones as soon as they arrived and returning them only at the end of the day. But the National Human Rights Commission viewed this as a violation of students' rights and had taken a cautious stance on a full smartphone ban. But after 10 years, that stance has changed. A major turning point came with a UNESCO report showing that simply having a mobile device nearby can negatively affect learning. The growing problem of social media addiction among teenagers has also played a key role. In particular, teachers have largely welcomed the new smartphone ban. One of them is Lee Jin-hyuk, a fourth-grade homeroom teacher in Gyeonggi Province.
저는 찬성이에요. 그러니까 제가 처음 교직에 들어왔을 때 한 20여 년 전이었거든요. 스마트폰이 있기 전이니까 얘기를 하면 딱 집중되는 모습도 있고 요즘 아이들이랑 그때 그 아이들이랑 비교를 하면 완전히 천지 차이인 거예요.
He says the law provides a clear legal basis for enforcement, something that can finally guarantee students' right to learn. He also believes it will help reduce violations of teachers' rights, such as illegal filming or verbal and physical abuse toward educators.
녹화하거나 촬영하거나 녹음을 하거나 이런 경우가 좀 종종 있더라고요. 중고등학교에서는. 왜 찍냐? 그러면 왜 찍으면 안 되냐?
In fact, Lee is not only a teacher but also a parent of a high school student. From a parent's perspective, should smartphones in the classroom also be strictly controlled?
사실은 저는 아이들이 스마트폰을 쓰진 않아요. 스마트폰을 쓸 때가 있었어요, 중학교 때. 근데 그때는 너무 힘들더라고요. 저녁마다 스마트폰을 몇 시간 썼는지 저희 볼 수 있거든요. 근데 그 쓰는 시간이 학교에서 쓰는 것도 굉장히 많았어요.
Still, others argue that such restrictions infringe on students' right to make their own choices. Critics point out that banning smartphones at school won't solve social media addiction. They argue the policy emphasizes control instead of teaching students how to manage their smartphone use responsibly.
아예 그냥 핸드폰을 잘 사용할 수 있게 하는 방법을 알려주는 게 괜찮은 것 같아요.
Others add that treating isolated incidents, like students assaulting teachers over phone use, as a reason to restrict all students equally amounts to a violation of their rights.
부분적으로 시행을 해야 된다고 보는데 초등학교 애들은 통제가 안 되기 때문에 저는 개인적으로는 초등학생은 이제 통제를 하는 게 맞지만 중고등학생일 경우에는 아무래도 핸드폰으로 찾아보는 자료 조사도 많고 저 같은 경우도 모의고사 풀면서 어휘 모르는 거 있으면 찾아볼 때도 되게 많거든요.
The autonomy of students using smartphones, the right of other students to learn, and teachers' right to teach. It seems a deeper discussion is needed to find the right balance among them all.
Oh wow, there's really divided opinions, right? Maybe because I'm a parent, I see it from our side and the teacher's side, but the students also feel like it's kind of infringing on their rights as well.
Man, they ain't got no rights, they kids.
They're not adults.
They ain't adults. Y'all go to school to learn. But no, I can see I know in the States this is something that's been brought up before, social media, mental health, bullying. So a lot of states are doing a ban and things like that. From what I know, it's I think 30 out of 50 states have implemented some type of smartphone ban.
Oh, wow.
And I know that it started in what's the state? Florida in 2023. They were the first state to do it, and I know some states are even doing a ban during free time, during lunchtime, and they got to put the phones in a magnetic pouch. You know how we have the Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah.
Both sides are
Have concerns.
both sides have concerns, so they're kind of trying to balance students' rights and the teachers' rights to teach, but it's a balancing act.
Wow.
But for me, you're there to learn, so go study.
Exactly. And then I think that's stricter than I thought. Peter, what's happening in the UK? Do they also have similar bans?
There's not a nationwide law like we're introducing here in Korea, but almost all elementary schools, we call them primary schools in the UK, have bans, and then 90% of middle schools or secondary schools. But it's up to the local authority or the school. But I guess most of them are on the same page. But at the same time, I suppose it's a question of whether it should be up to the schools and local authorities or there needs to be a nationwide law to kind of get everyone on the same page 100%.
And even in China right now, they're considering banning not just cell phones, but also smartwatches. So, because smartwatches also can be a distraction. And so we're seeing this kind of happening everywhere.
I think China, on the verge of video games, just in general, they ban some video games. They don't allow you to do certain things. Korea has the Cinderella law, so you can't, as a child, you can't play video games after a certain amount of time, like 10 p.m. or something. I think it's the same thing. You guys created that law, the Cinderella law, to prevent kids from being at the PC bong too late. You're there to study at school. Go study. You don't need to be texting and playing games on your phone. Study.
Well, that is true. And this is a real global concern, right? It's not restricted to Korea, the UK, the US, or anything like that. But the question is, does there need to be a law for it?
Personally, I think yes, because I think kids' dependence on smartphone should be considered as one of the public health concerns, because it also mentioned in the video, but there is a growing number of scientific research that argues that early exposure to smartphones or longer screen time is associated with multiple developmental issues. It could delay your language development, and also it could lead to poor cognitive and non-cognitive abilities, and also psychological issues as well. So considering all these negative consequences, I think it's societal responsibility to intervene, children's development, and children is our future. And then in order for Korea's long-term sustainability, we need to do something. And then also, I think it's connected to social inequality issues. We can leave it up to individual family or local communities, but at the same time, not every family or school or communities have the same level of resource and knowledge to manage these issues. So I think as a nation, entire country need to intervene in this issue so we don't experience the widening socioeconomic gaps in children's development.
I don't think there's a problem in what's the downside of it?
Yeah, what's the downside?
That's what I'm saying. Mental health, bullying, kids taking random pictures, or just the only positive is I can Google an English word. But Peter, as a parent, do you see this as welcoming or as a overreach?
Yeah, I have an issue, especially, sorry son, but with my son, who uses his phone a lot. But he doesn't use it at school, right? He's allowed to take it, but his teacher would not let any of them use it in the classroom. But I know there's an issue with teacher authority, not just in Korea. I think it's diminishing all over the world. So I guess if they have the law to back it up, then the students can't say, why can't I use it? Or we saw in that video, why can't I film you? If they're asked, why are you filming? Now it'd be well, it's the law, right? There's no argument. But also, there are studies that have been done that show little difference between schools that ban smartphones and schools that don't. So, results-wise, is it really going to improve education or scores? I don't know. And what really kind of touched me from that video, we should be teaching kids how to use it healthily. Not saying, you're
do
not
not
allowed
use
to
it.
because that's not teaching them at all, right? When you're an adult, who's not going to use their phone at all?
Yeah.
Right?
Children are kind of digital natives. They grew up in a very different generation from me, at least. Where when they're born, they have smartphones accessible to them, right?
Definitely kids are digital natives nowadays, but that doesn't mean that they have the maturity to judge what's healthy for their development, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we are still in the process of regulating the use of smartphone, and then they also too. So, and then I think that this proposed intervention that's proposed by this National Assembly is reasonable because it's banning the smartphone use during the class only. It's not the entire school, only during the class. So, and then if you have emergency, maybe you need to communicate with your doctor because you have these medical concerns, and it's all allowed. So
No phones during class. I think we can all agree. Just no phones during class.
we teach, adults, and then we also have an issue. It's not,
Right, with students like looking at their
students,
phones while you're
undergrad,
doing a
and
lecture,
then,
right?
postgraduate students.
Well, that's not your problem. No, no, no. Wait, hear me out. Like the college students, they pay to be there. If they fail, that is your fault. Sucks to be you. You should have studied.
So how can we build like more control and like have students learn to use it more healthily, right? Because I think outright bans, it's not teaching them too much. It's like saying they can't use it at all at a certain time.
Parental control. That's
Parental
about
control,
it.
yeah.
It just falls back onto the parent. Like you as a dad should be able to tell your son no or yes, and he should listen to you and do A, do B, do B. If your kid doesn't listen to you, that's a you problem. Yeah. No, it's just a parent teaching their child
Sure.
boundaries, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we all agree that the problem is not the smartphone itself, but how we as an adult use it wisely, or how we as an adult to teach our kids to use wisely. So, Hannah,
It's my
can
turn.
you wrap up today's discussion with one killer line?
One killer line. Okay. So phones, AI. Okay. Brains in, phones out.
Brains in.
Nice.
Phones out.
U.S. President Donald Trump is seen dancing gracefully with First Lady Melania. On his head sits a replica of the Chonmachong gold crown, gifted by South Korean President Lee Jae-myung. He is also seen sitting on a throne with a solemn expression. However, all of these scenes, both the videos and the photos, are AI-generated composites, not real. With advances in AI technology, we now live in a world where anyone can easily create composite videos or deepfake images. However, what began as harmless fun is now crossing the line into something far more serious. A man stands in front of someone's house, and moments later, he's lying on their bed inside. It's a scene from the recent online trend known as the AI homeless prank. It involves using AI to create fake photos that make it look like a homeless person has broken into someone's home or workplace, then sending them to family or friends. The problem is that such pranks can easily be mistaken for real emergencies by some people. In one part of the UK, a teenage girl sent such a photo to her parents, who, shocked by what they saw, called the police, prompting an emergency dispatch. It's a clear example of how reckless use of AI can lead to social confusion.
가장 위험한 것은요, 이제는 우리 사회가 믿을 수 없는 사회가 된다라는 것이거든요. 결국 우리 사회를 가장 지탱하는 핵심 가치인 이 신뢰라는 가치가 무너질 수가 있고요.
Furthermore, crimes that use AI to disguise fakes as real, causing emotional and financial harm, are also on the rise. Recently, a romance scam group posing as actor Lee Jung-jae approached a woman in her 50s and swindled 500 million won from her. The scammers used AI-generated selfies and forged IDs to deceive the victim. Last year, AI-generated explicit images of pop star Taylor Swift spread online, shocking the world. Taylor Swift also suffered emotional distress along with defamation. The misuse of AI technology is now threatening individual rights and human dignity. And experts warn that such harm could soon spread to ordinary people as well.
현재 인공지능 기술이 너무나 정교해져서 이제 우리 일반인들이 사람의 눈으로 이게 진짜인지 가짜인지를 구별하기가 거의 불가능하다는 거예요. 어떻게 사람들이 저런 이미지에 저런 영상에 속지 이렇게 생각할 수 있겠지만 사실 누구도 안전하지 못합니다. 예.
Among them, sex crimes involving the misuse of AI deepfakes have surged dramatically in recent years. In 2021, there were only 156 reported cases, but the number began to skyrocket last year. This year, it has already exceeded 1,300, showing how the seriousness of the issue is spreading throughout society.
현재 딥페이크나 가짜 뉴스로 인한 경제 범죄 또는 정치 범죄에 대해서는요 처벌법이 아예 없고요. 그리고 또 AI로 인한 초상권 침해, 명예훼손 범죄 같은 경우에도 처벌법이 없습니다. 따라서 우리 국가와 정부와 국회에서 신속히 법 제도를 보완할 필요가 있겠고요. 명확한 법과 제도가 없는 상황일수록 우리가 AI를 조심해서 윤리적으로 사용을 해야 됩니다.
As AI-driven scams grow increasingly sophisticated, there is an urgent need for stronger regulations and greater public awareness than ever before.
There's so much interesting thing that we're seeing in this video, like the pigeon going into the apartment and the homeless man being inside someone's home, and it looks so real.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, I'm being fooled by AI like this all the time. I mean, have you guys been fooled by this, or have you made anything like this before?
I've seen a lot of celebrity ones, like big famous celebrities and people, like you can take their images are everywhere, and their voice is everywhere. So they can like edit the voice and it's selling a product. So then a lot of them are doing like gambling or crypto schemes. Like it's scary.
You know, from the video, we saw that kids are even using it for fun, like swapping their faces, and it looks real and then fun. I actually used this AI app just for a drinking game, you know, and it was fun. But at the same time, where do we draw a line which count as fun or not fun?
I know for YouTube, you have to actually tag it that it's AI generated. And before, a lot of YouTubers were doing AI slop. So they're making a lot of money off just trash videos. YouTube has recently put a stop to that, saying like, if it's AI slop, you're not making money off of it. Like your video has to be X% real and this % AI. And if it's too much AI, you don't make any money off it. So
We make sure that these AI app companies or platform take the responsibility, right? Make the requirement that clear labeling, such as you mentioned, the AI, this content is AI generated or something.
on what you were saying with the AI companies, recently, I don't know, do you guys know Martin Luther King, the civil rights leader of America? A lot of deep fakes have been coming out with him making rap songs and doing X, doing Y, doing Z,
like that,
and his family like protested about it. And then recently, I know OpenAI was like, we're gonna ban making content like using his face. They like blocked his name, so you can't make content about him anymore. So he's like the first case of like blocking, but hopefully more can come. But I don't know how you pick and choose who you can use and who you can't use.
AI, the problem is, it's going to get to a point, it's already nearly there. You won't be able to tell if it's fake or not. And these companies won't be able to tell.
Yeah.
So that labeling thing is all about you being honest and just doing it yourself. And if you don't, you could profit from it. So why wouldn't you exploit the system if you're a bad person or a bad actor, right? I really think that, of course, it's your responsibility as a creator to disclose that you've used AI. But again, to what point? Like, you might ask AI to help you remove some shading in a video.
So it's kind of like hard. If I'm really good at Photoshop, is it AI or like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I feel like we have to find a way to keep trust in this system or this era of AI, but it's difficult.
Yeah, how do you do that, right? Like watermarks, people have talked about a lot, but again, people will be able to get around that somehow using AI, I'm sure, right?
Because it brings money.
You'll use AI to get rid of the AI watermark.
I mean, I think this is where education is really important, though. Like, it is the responsibility of the adults and teachers in particular to try to make sure that students are aware that sharks with pants are not real, and that some things are photoshopped and faked in this way. But it is really hard. So, what kind of education programs could we possibly make? Could there be any regarding this kind of issue?
Back in our day, we took typing courses, and that's how we learned to type, or cursive, or maybe Hanja course or something. And every time new technology comes out, there's a course to take, maybe some type of course you can take to learn how to use AI properly and ethically, and how to tell if something's AI. That's the only thing I can think of course.
And then maybe also how to manage or deal with the situation when yourself was deepfaked, right?
Yeah.
So children needs to learn how to protect themselves and then deal
Laws
properly.
have to change for that.
Yeah.
So John, what about for this, for AI generated stuff, an impactful one line?
So I would like to say to anyone misusing the AI, being real is the real deal.
Facts.
On the night of October 30th, at a Gambu chicken restaurant in Seoul, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang, Samsung chairman Yi Jae-yong, and Hyundai Motor Group chairman Chung Eseon sat together at one table. The casual chicken and beer meeting of industry heavyweights quickly drew global attention.
This is the best way to enjoy chimen. Yeah, of course. Wow. Yeah, that's it.
This gathering over chicken and beer was more than just a casual meetup. It symbolized ganbu, which in Korean means trusted friends or partners. At the heart of the meeting was the brain of artificial intelligence, the GPU. Nvidia decided to prioritize supplying more than 260,000 of its latest GPUs to Korea. The 260,000 units represent more than 5 times Korea's existing GPU capacity, and analysts widely predict that this will propel the nation to become the world's third largest AI infrastructure powerhouse after the United States and China.
AI 연구 개발 내지는 서비스 개발을 해주기 위한 그러한 어떤 하드웨어 인프라를 구축할 수 있는 준비가 되었다. 이러한 대형 인프라가 구축이 되면 제조업 분야나 휴머노이드 로봇 분야에서 실제 기기를 동작시키거나 아니면 휴머노이드 로봇을 동작을 시켜서 일을 할 수 있게 하는 그런 AI까지 개발이 가능해지게 됩니다.
These GPUs are expected to accelerate not only the establishment of AI-based AI factories, but also the advancement of physical AI in home appliances and automobiles, as well as the development of robotics. In line with these private sector developments, the government is advancing its broad policy vision of establishing an AI-based society. The government has allocated an AI budget of about 10.1 trillion won, or approximately $7 billion through 2026, and plans to expand public infrastructure centered on the National AI Computing Center. In collaboration with Nvidia, around 50,000 GPUs will be deployed to establish a testing and verification system for the safe use of AI, a strategy aimed at accelerating the AI transformation across all industries. Experts say this supply will do more than just boost computing speed. It will make the design of entirely new AI models possible. Attention is now focused on which fields Korea will leverage this vast infrastructure to build a distinct competitive edge.
민관이 잘 협력해가지고 공공 AI 인프라가 구축이 되면 각 지역마다 공정하게 AI 서비스를 제공할 수 있게 되고요. 교육이나 지역 산업 발전이나 이런 측면에서도 굉장히 공정하게 경쟁할 수 있는 그러한 환경이 앞으로 만들어질 것으로 예상이 됩니다.
The toast at that chicken restaurant was more than just a casual meeting. It was a symbol of global cooperation. With Nvidia's 260,000 latest GPUs aligning with Korea's national AI infrastructure, the country has secured a solid foothold toward becoming an AI powerhouse.
So you guys, that clip was really interesting to me. So it was, the interesting part was like they had the chicken shop, the chicken restaurant, and from chicken restaurant to the global semiconductor supply chain, it kind of shows how central Korea is to the whole worldly tech space.
Yeah.
And I think the gamers in Korea are quite demanding. You know, they want the best GPUs.
Best frame rate.
Because they're originally graphic cards, remember, Nvidia, right? For computer game graphics. And so thanks to their demand, I think it pushed Nvidia to like develop better GPUs so you could have the right frame rates for games and stuff like that.
So I guess the, you know, StarCraft, GG, you guys know what GG means?
Good game.
It means good game, but I feel like it means GPU now. GPU, like...
Yeah, true, right? But so I guess it's not just a meme. And then Jensen Huang even mentioned that, you know, the PC cafe is like a graphic research labs.
Ah, really? Itself. That's an interesting.
But I can clearly see that apart from Trump, Jensen Huang is keep emphasizing this cooperation relationship with South Korea. So do you think that it's purely market reason?
It looked genuine, didn't it? Like his affection for Korea and then the Koreans that he met. I think those ties, that like builds a person's character and stuff. It must have affected him.
I think it's a lot of business.
Yeah, it should be business because it brings up trillions.
Yeah, like even Samsung, they have graphic cards in them. If you can find a way to make Nvidia mobile graphic cards, that's money. Hyundai has a lot of cars, and maybe you have to have something processing in there. I don't know. You want to put a video game console in your car. That's a collaboration. So it's a lot of stuff is money, but I do think it is also friendship. But
relationship, trust.
Money makes the world go around.
And then we've been talking about friendship, but I think Nvidia has a strong incentive to invest in South Korea because for now they are heavily dependent on one huge giant buyers, which is ChatGPT. And then this means that their decision making will be constrained by ChatGPT's will. So in order to increase their autonomy, they have been actually looking for competitors against ChatGPT so they can, increase autonomy and have more power in the market. So that's why they decided to invest in South Korea. It looks like he's promoting all this friendship and then all this connection, but I think there's real
deep down
business incentives.
And I guess the more competitors in the AI space, that's more sales for him because they all have to use his product.
Definitely.
Then I guess Peter, now it's your turn. Do you want to wrap up with one line?
Okay. Well, Jensen Huang is so popular these days, so this is a message to you, Jensen. Do you want to be my gamble?
Hard to. Well, that was a great chat today, you guys. But it went by so fast, like an Nvidia GPU.
To keep up with your speed midway through, I think I need to do deep learning myself.
Amazing links to the videos that we've been watching. Then next week, let's have a topic hotter than fried chicken. Any ideas?
I mean, how about something realistic, like how to survive Monday morning?
Maybe do not go to work.
At all?
At all.
Is that a long-term solution?
Long-term solution.
Don't go to work, sleep in.
I'm not going to see you next Monday then. Okay. But we will see everyone next week, right? Goodbye.
See you next week.